NASDAQ 100 continues to chop. Before we start, a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by XNES, the world's largest retail broker offering ultra-fast execution with no overnight fees. Find a link in the description below. The 4-hour NASDAQ 100 chart has shown that we don't really know what to do with ourselves at this point. Not a huge surprise because the economy in the United States does seem to be rolling over. And while Wall Street couldn't figure this out a year and a half ago, like people who actually live in the real world, they suddenly have to decide what to do with their money. I will tell you this. Sooner or later, the narrative is going to come that, hey, the Federal Reserve has to cut rates. And then people will use that as an excuse to be bullish. I'm kind of surprised it's taken 24 hours and nobody's said that yet. So with that being the case, I am looking for buying opportunities, but in an environment where you're literally just chopping back and forth as wildly as possible, it's not a market to be involved in. If we drop a bit, maybe towards the 17,850 level, then I would have to start to scale into a position. The market also has quite a bit of support at 17,000. You can see that the daily chart shows just how noisy we had been when I flip over to it, and therefore it's worth noting that it still looks pretty positive from the daily time frame, but from a 4-hour time frame, it just looks like noise. And quite frankly, that could be the rest of the week. We don't really have too much to push the markets around beyond the Bank of Canada and the ECB, but that will have somewhat of a nominal effect on the NASDAQ itself. So with this, I'm just looking at dips as buying opportunities, but I recognize sooner or later the narrative of Federal Reserve interest rate cuts sooner rather than later hits the wires, people start buying, and we're off to the races again. It's the same game we've been playing for a couple of years now. Even though the Fed hasn't blinked yet, there will be people out there who believe that they're going to. And the real tell, actually, will be Friday for the jobs report. If that's a huge miss, then you will probably see the market tank and then turn right back around within a day or two and just rip to the upside. Because, after all, it has nothing to do with the economy. It's about getting cheap money. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe.